entrance. I'd like to start by welcoming everyone here. It's Carol and I's pleasure to have you all at this great occasion. Some of you come from very close by, particularly the family associated with Sheffield Antioch, and some of you come from some distance. I know on our side of the family, my brother came up from Canterbury this morning.
That's like a few hours away. It's not very far.
And I have an aunt and uncle that came up from Essex, and then Carolyn's brother and wife actually flew over from Canada to be here. So, I know on the Merton side, some have come from far and near, and I don't know exactly all their locations, but greetings and blessings on you. I didn't have to give a speech, I don't think, at my previous daughter's wedding, so this is a little different since we're in the UK, and I was told that I have to follow UK tradition, so...
Yeah, do it properly over here. We do it properly over here.
Yeah, and I'm used to giving presentations with a PowerPoint, you know, where I got the bullets, so you have to excuse me if I use my... This is the only scripture I'm going to quote, but Proverbs 16:9 says, "A man's heart plans his ways, but the Lord directs his steps." And this couldn't be more appropriate for Katrina. 4 years ago, she started college or university in the U.S. She was attending Oklahoma Baptist University, doing a music program. A year later, that summer, she was invited by Todd and Lauren to come over here for the summer, kind of to help out. They were expecting their second child. And in the process of being here over the summer, she ended up meeting the Antioch family, meeting some friends, and like literally weeks before she was supposed to go back to college in the US, I'm getting this call, "Dad, can I go to college here? I've met some great people." And anyway, it's a long story involved. She got favor with the one of the professors at the University of Sheffield, was able to get an audition. They opened the space for her. And so she ended up moving from the US to the UK to complete her degree. I told her, and I remember 3 years ago in September, I happened to be here on a business trip when she started university, so it was a great blessing actually. And I was at Todd and Lauren's house, having to say goodbye to her, and I was all tearful. And my advice to her was, Katrina, don't get a taste for English beer and English boys. As you well know, that wasn't the advice she took, but anyway. But as I reflect back on how the Lord has directed the path, I remember Carol actually reminded me that it was at the age of 12, we actually got a call from her music teacher at school, which is unusual. If you get a call from a teacher, it's usually for the wrong reasons. But this teacher actually wanted to let us know that she really felt that Katrina had a gift of music. And so we weren't aware of this. She didn't sing a lot at home, but anyway, as a result of that teacher calling, we put her into music classes. She ended up taking the music degree, and she ended up coming and doing music here. So we thank that teacher. And I also, in terms of how the Lord directs our paths, for all of you that have little children, we've always prayed over our kids that the Lord would bless them with a godly man that would cherish them, provide for them, and love them all the days of their life. So we've had 3 daughters married, you know, all faithful. Just Jenny left. But
Any offers?
I had Sophie actually got married last year, about a year ago. Now Katrina's married, and I told Jenny we just need a little time to catch up on our savings. But yeah, and I want to assure you that yes, you are a godly man, and I thank the Lord. I'm really blessed because Ian is actually a third-generation believer. There's history there, there's heritage, and that's a real blessing. But I also want to let you know Ian, that Katrina also is a godly woman. And Carolyn reminded me a couple of examples of her godliness. She was age 2. Just started to speak, and at Sunday school they were learning scripture. Does anyone know what Psalms 100 verse 2 says? I know we have a lot of pastors in here, but anyway.
Peter's
got it. Serve the Lord with gladness. Well, at age 2, she'd been learning about this scripture. So one day she had this tray of glasses, a little 2-year-old. She came into Mummy and said, "We have to serve the Lord with glasses." And then there was another example of Katrina's godliness. We moved to the U.S. All of our children were born in Canada, and then I had a job move to the U.S. I promised the girls if we moved to the U.S., we would take them to Disney. So Katrina was probably around 4, and we took a trip to Orlando to Disney World there. And just like Darby and Wesley, of course, the Disney princesses were that was their due. And particularly Belle was Katrina's favorite. So we were at Disney, and it was a couple of weeks before Easter. And any of you that have been in the US, they have these Easter parades, and they film it all, and then they show it on the day before Easter. Well, it just so happened they were having an Easter Day parade that they were filming in advance of Easter. So we were waiting there, and the different character themes come by. Well, here was Belle coming in a stagecoach, and it just so happened that Belle stopped right in front of Katrina. It was like, oh. Well, I can't remember if I lifted her over the fence or what, but anyway, she ran out to the coach, and Belle opened the door, and she sat down opposite Belle. And I had some beautiful pictures of this. Anyway, Belle says to her, "Do you want to play?" So Katrina put her hands together and bowed down. She thought she said, "Do you want to pray?" So anyway, and we have a godly woman. I wanted to pass on a few words of wisdom, and I thought maybe the best way to do that was to get some tips from the brothers and sisters that are already married. So I took the opportunity last night. Now, I'm not going to give any names, but I'll give you a hint. Typically, the guys are like real short on words, and the girls are much longer, so you can probably tell whether it's sisters or brother. Anyway, these were some suggestions to help you with your marriage. And the first one was, get a dog. The second one was, don't get a dog.
Don't get a dog, or 2 dogs.
Another suggestion was, just nod and say yes. I don't know if that was for you, Ian, or for Katrina, but anyway. Someone said take a nap. So now we move from the short to the long, just to give you a hint. Both sides have a right to their opinion, and when appropriate, take time out to reflect on the great things about your partner. And then lastly, make sure you laugh together, you are willing to talk things through together, and willing to make accommodations and changes together. And if you do these 3 things, you will get through almost anything. I think that's most of what I wanted to say. Why don't we stand and take our champagne glasses? I'm going to propose a toast to Ian and Katrina. So as we raise our cups to toast the newlyweds, I want to pray God's richest blessings, His grace, and abundant favor over their lives. Ian and Katrina, bless you.
Very nice.